Hi Libra, Four of Swords. All right. The Empress, that could be Taurus or Aries. Judgment, that could be Cancer, Scorpio, or Sagittarius. Seven of Swords. Ten of Wands. Page of Swords. The Page of Wands. Okay. Put you over here. All right. I think the focus is shifting to making money for you. I think this is about you putting a romantic situation on the back burner so you can focus on bringing in more income for yourself. I think that before was put on the back burner or kind of just left unattended to, like there wasn't much interest in what you did for a living or your monetary situation. And now you're like, well, I could make it more than it is if I put effort into it. So that could be anything from asking for more shifts to, asking for a raise to doing a side job, like starting to do some kind of side hustle. But this is you shifting focus to making more money each month. And I think that it's also because you feel like you've had whatever this issue is. It might be romance, it might be, I think it's romance, family. But whatever this focus was, it's taken a lot of your energy and time to the point where you're feeling like, I need to refocus on work or that part of my life which is ordered, and like you need to. This is dealing with this is taking longer than you thought it would, and you're wanting to refocus on something else now. You're wanting to shift your focus back to work, back to other things. Money coming in depends on you making it. So for the Libras I'm reading for, you're wanting to get back to it. You're wanting more shifts. You're wanting more involvement. You're wanting more effort. It could be that the job is the same, but this is renewed interest in the same job. Or it could be you getting like a side hustle, second job, something. But there's a refocusing on that area. What's this Judgment about? What's this Judgment about? I don't think it's while you're waiting for something, though. I think you're wanting the distraction. You're wanting just to keep yourself busy, or you're wanting the distraction. Knight of Wands. Seven of Swords. Beware the fox. Seven of Swords. What's this Seven of Swords about for Libra? Don't do it. Don't you do it. Give me the phone. Give me the phone. This is Ten of Wands. That's why you want more work. This is Ten of Wands about for Libra. Knight of Swords, that could be Aquarius. This could be Leo. What's this Page of Swords? You need to stick to your guns here. What's this Page of Swords? Good. Hermit. Good. Good. Because this is you realizing that, because here's the thing, I think the ball was left in your court, but what that translates to is if you want to lower your standards, then you and I we're game. That's what it is. So I'm leaving the ball in your court. Basically, lower your standards so we can be together. What? That is like, oh, you sweet talker. Let me just, run right to you. Wow. And I think this is you seeing that for what it is. That this is someone doing the whole, I'm going to leave the ball in your court, like they're a giver. And actually, they're just kind of waiting for you to not expect so much of them. This is Page of Wands. Page of Swords, Page of Wands. Waiting for your decision because my position stands. So basically, I have to lower my standards. You can't level up. I've got to stoop down. Like, this is Page of Wands. Eight of Swords. Okay, good for you. Good for you. Yay. Fist bump. Because this is you wanting more, but you're not letting them know it. And you're not budging. You're standing your ground. Okay. This is you taking matters into your own hands and basically protecting. Sorry, I'm fixing my glasses in my hair. Protecting yourself from saving yourself from yourself. Thinking about all that you have endured, dealt with, felt, all of that, and weighing your options and going, even though I might want to do this, I know the results that's going to get me. So I'm going to stay here. And there's an aspect of you still keeping this person around for something, though. This is you not, for some reason, you're still dealing with this person, just not in the same way that you were in the past. There's some kind of reason you're still keeping them around. You haven't cut things off completely. I don't think it's for revenge or vindictive purposes or anything. I think you're just not quite ready for that void or that vacuum. You can't let them go yet. You're not letting them know that because you're not dealing with them actively. Like, you're not where you once were with this person. You're not in the same situation. There's a rest here. There's a break. There's not dealing with them. But there's still communication, but not like, okay, if you were romantically involved with them, you're just friends right now. You're being civil. There's not a romantic element or tone to your interaction with this person. I think it's because you're not quite ready for that void or vacuum in your life yet. Like, that would be too stark a finality for you. It's like you have to work yourself up to it. But it's enough that the ball's been left in your court. Like, they're such a giver, right? I think that's very passive aggressive, but whatever. It's enough that you're actually choosing differently than, because what some people can turn that into is like, wow, they care about me so much, they're letting me decide the trajectory. They're waiting for me. They're being patient for me to come around to what they... No, it's not that. And you're seeing that. You're realizing that this needs to be them coming and leveling up, basically, to where you're at, not you, setting aside your standards as you're taking your shoes and socks off, and then you know what I mean? No. Mm-mm. What's this Empress? I was gonna make a reference to getting undressed as you're also setting your standards down, but I didn't want to be untoward. What's this Empress about? I can get mouthy, but I don't want to be bawdy. It happens, though. What's this Empress about? Good for you. Okay, just because no matter how much you might want to kind of make this into something that's not, because when you were doing it before, when you were involved before and you were kind of unaware or thinking it could turn into something because you believed this person or you thought you believed in the potential, you... Oh my gosh, where was I going with that? I took my glasses off and I lost my train of thought. Hold on a minute. Getting some water here. Okay. All right, so when you were involved before and you believed in the potential and you believed what they were saying and you wanted this to progress and this and that, whatever, you didn't take the reins per se. You were willing to be a passenger because you believed in them, this and that. This is the same situation come around again, but you're doing it differently. You're taking matters into your own hands. You're not repeating the same mistakes. You're seeing it for what it is. Let's be honest, no shade, absolutely no shade, but you still, for the Libras I'm reading for, you still have a pull for this person. You still want to be over there with them. You still want to be dealing with them. But experience has taught you that way madness lies. You're just going to end up where you are now or where you were a couple months ago. You've gained some ground. You don't want to backslide. So before, you thought that this was somebody that was really into you and that they were letting you take the lead and this and that, only really you were kind of just following them. And now the same situations come around again and they kind of leaving the ball in your court, which at the time you thought was them being into it and waiting for you, and that's so cool, they're going to let me decide and they're waiting for me, being patient. No, that's just someone going, hey, I'm not budging. You see that now. So this is about, second time around, you actually taking the reins and making sure that you are in the driver's seat and you're deciding about your own fulfillment, your own self-care, choosing you and where you're at and your values not letting someone else decide the trajectory, which was so romantic before, and then it turned out to not be because it was not what you thought it was. For the Libras I'm reading for, you discovered the truth. There's some kind of uncovery. There's some kind of discovery here, and I think it was quite eye-opening because it nothing was as it seemed. You what you thought that meant didn't really mean that. It's kind of like when someone, okay, I know my analogies or my examples are horrible, but I got a good one. Okay, it's like when you're with somebody and they call you every day and they're like, hey, what time are you going to be home? And you think it's because they can't wait to see you, or because they miss you, or they love you so much, or they want to make sure everything's ready for you. And so you're like, that's so sweet. But then, in retrospect, like say you ended with that relationship, you look back and you realize that was just someone wanting to know how long they still had to be able to do whatever it was they were really wanting to do. This is kind of like that. Like you thought things were one way. This is you having perspective and realizing that it is not. In fact, it was actually this. However, you're still dealing with this person on some level. You're still not ready to let them go. I think it's because you need the efficacy. I think you're wanting to at some point let them know that you figured them out and they don't have the best of you anymore. I think for the Libras I'm reading for, you're not wanting to let them off the hook. You're not wanting it to be that easy for them to put the ball in your court again. And you do that, you react the same way. You play that, I was going to say play that dance, do the dance with them. I think you want to show them that you know different. So it's almost like you've given them reason to think that you need time to think about it. But there could be for some of you, it almost feels like you're wanting to best them at this, or you're wanting to kind of walk away on your terms. Not get them back, but I mean, it could be, but it feels like you're wanting to buy some time to where you can figure out a way to leave them and be like, I know what you did. This is, you think you're leaving the ball in my court, but what you're really doing is asking me to lower my standards, and I'm not doing it. I'm walking away. I know what you are. I figured you out. I'm choosing to walk away. You're not leaving me. I'm walking away. It's kind of like that. Maybe it doesn't have to be so, but this is you not wanting it to end until you have it figured out, until you feel like you're making the decision to walk away, until you have your efficacy back. There's caution here because sometimes people say, oh no, totally, I totally know what's going on. Like I'm just waiting until I can get my shoes back or whatever. When in reality, you could go out and replace the shoes. You're just still wanting that connection. But you're too proud, not you, but too proud to admit that you're just not ready for the void yet. So, yeah, okay. All right. Oh, geez, I did all of them. Okay. So this is you figuring out how to leave them behind to where I hate to say it, but you have the last word. Like you're wanting efficacy here. You're wanting a do-over, and you got it because they made the offer. They're asking you to think about it, babe. So you're like, okay, I'll think about it, thanks. But instead of, it's like you're wanting to make sure that you have figured it out, and then you're walking away. There's a sort of vindication here, or needing to feel vindicated here. Libra. What's for Libra? Oh shucks. Well, okay. Oh boy, Two of Cups. Let me grab the other decks. I meant to grab the other deck. Two of Cups here. Okay. So this is someone that you did care for. You did see the potential for it. And you don't want to be that. It's almost like you're wanting to have another shot, a do-over so that you're on top. You don't want to be naive again. You don't want to feel like you're being naive again. because they took advantage of your trust and your, you know, thinking that there was potential here, thinking that you two were on the same page here. And for the Libras I'm reading for, you're like, you only get to do that to me once, and then I'm walking away when I'm ready to walk away. This is over when I say it's over. It's like that kind of thing. Because really where that's coming from is you're wanting efficacy. When the time is right, then it's like, okay, then I'll leave, but not until then. But I just want to make sure that you know that that's what you're doing. For the Libras I'm reading for, that's what you're doing. You're just not ready for the void yet. I appreciate that you're wanting self-efficacy and whatnot, but I think that you just don't want to feel discarded again, and you don't want the void, and you're wanting to be the one to walk away. So you'll string them along now because you felt they strung you along, or yeah. But it's also because still wanting that fragmented, if nothing else, fragmented connection. And this is kind of like, this is like it's weighing on you, but you're just not ready yet. You're not ready to walk away yet, and there's no shame in that. You're gonna, because you'll go when you're ready. You'll go, but you're just not ready yet. What else for? And also too, you have been putting. I think this has to do, coming full circle. I think there's other things you've been putting on hold because this has kind of taken over your life for a little bit. So you're wanting to get back to that too, and I think work is a starting point for you. Like, I think that's another reason why you're wanting to really get back into work, even if it's not your dream job, and you know, but you're really wanting renewed effort in that area. For Libras I'm reading for, just because you want to feel like you've got you back. It's another step to feeling like you got you back. Magician, Gemini, Virgo, or Aries. So this is you wanting new direction, wanting your life back, wanting to start anew. And I know that this looks like it's partnership with someone. This is you reclaiming yourself and moving forward. Not until you're ready, though. This is not renewed interest in a partnership. I think you want the person to think that, or to think that you're giving it time, but really you're just wanting to leave on a high note. And again, no shame. This is you just wanting to leave whole. You're not wanting to be discarded again. You're wanting to leave whole. You're wanting to have figured it out and being like, you're not going to do that to me again. Wanting to leave whole. So you're kind of, it's almost like, okay, you've got some, part of the reason is you can't leave the house. We all can't leave the house, but you're getting momentum. It's like you're getting momentum, and you're wanting to make darn sure that you're in the driver's seat and you're deciding what is best for you. You're not following blindly anymore. You're not going to believe somebody just because you've got a flutter in your heart and like, oh my gosh, no. You're wanting efficacy and control here. And you're not ready yet, but when the time is right, this I do know. I mean, for the Libras I'm reading for, when you're ready to go, you'll go. Knight of Pentacles, that could be Taurus, and Seven of Wands reversed. Okay, all right. So that's seemingly everything is kind of staying the same, but that kind of goes along with what I was saying about wanting them to think that you're considering it, but really there's other thinking going on, there's other ideas going on, or other planning going on. This is kind of like everything being the status quo, but behind the scenes, you're waiting for the right time, if that makes sense. And I've said 5 or 6. I know I repeat myself. I know I talk a lot, but it just feels like you're not ready yet, and yet you want to make sure it's at a time when there's as little fallout for you as possible. And this is keeping up appearances. This is keeping everything kind of appearing the same, but behind the scenes, you're really actively trying to sort this out or figure out the best possible way to maneuver. Because I think it comes from feeling like you were at a disadvantage or treated not respectfully, like you were weak before, and you weren't, but you were taken advantage of, and you're like, nobody gets to do that to me twice. So you're not ready to leave yet until you're in a position of advantage or power again. Because right now everything's staying the same until you can turn this back around like this. Okay. All right. I hope this was helpful.